Welcome to Share Talks. Today we have Andrew Pearson, who's the CEO of LightwaveRF, which is a ticker LWRF, and they are listed on FTSE AIM. Hello, Andrew. Nice to speak to you today.
Oh, hi, John. It's great to be with you.
Excellent. So, do you want to first off just give people a bit of background about your personal history? Because you've only come to the company recently, haven't you?
That's right. Yeah, I was appointed as CEO on the 1st of March. So although I did spend some time prior to that consulting with the company and working together with the board around what our forward strategy would be before I stepped in. So I've known the guys for quite a number of months, before that too. Prior to that, I took a little bit of time out, having spent 6 years building up a business called CloudPay, which is a cloud-based payroll and payments company. A UK-founded company, US investors, global company. I spent 6 years taking that from a small scale, similar to scale actually to where Lightwave is now, up into the tens of millions in revenue, which is what we're hoping to do here in the years ahead. So I stepped off that CEO role, but stayed on the board of that company. I needed to get off an airplane, frankly, and see my kids. It's a global company, and I was traveling too much. So I was looking for a UK company with a UK market, which is what we are, and I was delighted to get introduced to one of the investors and board members in our company, and the rest is history, as they say. So it's great to be here.
Indeed. So I think the 9:10 RNS yesterday caught the market out, I believe, and so for those I think who are probably not aware of the company, they probably certainly were after yesterday. But do you want to give a brief description of what LightwaveRF actually does and what your product range is?
Yeah, sure. So we're a smart home solutions provider. So in essence, we have a cloud platform, so software that mediates our technology and our devices in the cloud. We have a mobile app, which goes on, iOS and Android devices. And we have 80 or so devices, individual devices for heating, lighting, power, and security, which people install in their homes. So we're talking thermostats, radiator valves, the things that twiddle and have numbers on them, but in our case, they're connected to the internet. We're talking dimmers, light sockets, switches and sockets for lights, for anything really, any appliance in your house, and a whole range of other technologies, electrical relays, for example, which you can install and therefore open your garage or operate your blinds, and so on and so forth. So what makes us different, I think, from many other companies in this space is, in fact, that breadth and that depth of products, and the fact that they're all integrated. They can all talk to each other and be monitored and mediated by you on an app in the cloud. And a lot of our competitors have individual products, some of them gadgets, some of them a bit more than that are not a full solution for your house. So a lot of our customers buy some of our products, get them installed, like them, and then build out. And some of our larger customers have got 50 or 60 devices now in their house that they've added to over time. So it's kind of like Lego for smart home. You can get going and build it out and end up with a really modern integrated smart home.
And am I right in thinking this can all be done through the one app?
That's right. So we have one app that sits on your phone, and you can control all of your heating and lighting and power through that one app. If you buy lots of different products from lots of different vendors, you end up with lots of different apps. It's a kind of akin in the times past to having a separate physical remote control for your TV and your DVD and your Skybox and your PS4 and everything else. That's kind of painful, right? To have them sitting around, and it's painful to have seven or eight apps on your phone. Find the right one and do something with your heating, lighting, power. So we solved that by having one app and all these devices, and so we call it the integrated system, and we're continuing to build on it. We're kind of far ahead of a lot of our competitors because we started very early. We're a pioneer in the market, been going quite some years now. So that gives us an advantage. We know a lot about what to do, and we've got a lot of different products, and therefore we can offer the integrated solution. I think we're kind of the best kept secret in a way in smart home because we haven't spent historically, or at least recently, on marketing. And as it says in our results, which came out this morning, we're going to begin to spend on marketing, make a step change there as well as hire a senior consumer electronics focused marketing executive, chief marketing officer, to join the company here in the period ahead, and really will become better known, and I think that will increase our growth rate as long as we execute well. And it's a big market. There are 16 million households in the UK, and we have 44,000 customers right now. now. So it's very early stages for the market in general for smart home. But to get right back down to your first question there, the catalyst in the market right now that we see is voice control. And the story for us there didn't just begin yesterday with the Google announcement. It actually began last year with the Amazon Echo device. They launched that in summer here in the UK, late August, and then pretty soon after that, we announced and launched to our users the Alexa skill, as it's known, to allow you to use the Amazon Echo and now other Echo devices, the Dot and the Show, to use voice control to talk to your devices. Alexa, turn the lights on. Alexa, turn the temperature up in the bedroom. I'm going to bed soon, or down, or whatever it may be. So we launched that in November, and since November the 1st, when we announced the skill, two things happened. Already 5,500 of our existing customers have bought an Echo and are using the Alexa skill to do voice control for their devices, which from a standing start in the 1st of November, to get up to that number of users, shows the power of what we've done, and also the power of voice control, itself inherently. And within that, we really good reviews for that voice control. We're 4.5 star and above average reviews for our Alexa voice control skill, and it's comfortably ahead of all of our competition, who have kind of 2-3 star reviews. So not only is it the catalyst, we've done a good job with the catalyst, and I think that's really helping drive our sales, particularly actually I think incremental sales, by which I mean new devices to existing customers. We've seen a real uptick there because of the voice control. And now we come to Google, and that they announced Google Home in the US some time ago. They announced and launched Google Home for the UK in early April. And here we are, in mid-May, and we've completed the technology work, tested it, and released it yesterday to allow our users to use Google Home, their smart speaker device, to control, Lightwave product range. So, and we won't stop there. Everybody's expecting, if you read the message boards and the gossip, everyone's expecting Apple to do something. They've obviously got Siri on the phone, and everyone's expecting them to do something to compete with Google Home and Amazon's Echo, and could be even as early as next month, based on some independent commentators I've read, and we'll obviously work with those guys because we're already in a process of getting our technology certified by them, as the release says. So we know the Apple guys too, and whatever they do with voice will follow. And we think voice is the key driver, because at the end of the day, getting your app out and finding the app and pressing a few buttons to turn your lights off is, there's a market for that, and a lot of people like it, but the full extent, every single household in the country, the future very definitely is people talking to the air, right? Talking to the ether and controlling things there, because That's just easy and simple. And I think we all, we've all watched Star Trek, right? We all understand that eventually we'll be talking to computers and none of us will be typing anything, and that's a few decades away, but it's really beginning to happen now, and particularly for us in smart home.
So, I got a quick question from a shareholder there in relation to the voice control from Google. So they've asked, is the Google voice control a global market deal as opposed to a UK deal?
Yeah, great question. It's kind of both, but with a focus on the UK. So you could, for example, use our Google voice control in the United States, but right now we don't have products available in the United States, and that's not a sales distribution issue. That's a physical manufacturing issue. The wiring standards are different, the voltage is different. We just haven't, taken the decision to manufacture and seek to go to market in the US. So in effect, although the voice capability has been implemented using their core technology and is theoretically global, in effect, it's UK only, because that's our market. I'm reading on the commentary that Google are likely to go to France next, which is a market we have a little bit of business in, so we'll probably follow them there. But really, 44,000 customers in a 16 million customer theoretical market size. We have a lot of business right on our doorstep, and that's where our marketing spend will be focused.
Okay, and this morning you've obviously had your half yearlies out. Do you want to just give us some pointers as to the highlights within that? One of the things that people are talking about the most is this potential for a deal with Apple in the future.
Yeah, that's right. So we're obviously spinning up relationships with what I call the big three in our company. Amazon, Google, and Apple. Their ecosystems are obviously valuable to us because of their sheer scale. And Google will never be a channel because unless they buy or build some kind of an e-commerce offering and sell things, then they'll never be a channel. So but they're very obviously a significant influence partner for us. Amazon is a channel. Obviously, our products are available on Amazon. Amazon, and with some marketing spend, we'll increase the awareness and visibility of those products on Amazon over the period ahead. Amazon's an interesting relationship because it's kind of a mixture. It's a technology relationship, a marketing relationship, and a channel distribution sales relationship. So it's a fairly broad relationship we have with those guys, and I spend reasonable amount of my time meeting with them in their London HQs. We develop things together. They're very interested in us because of the high skill rating, 4.5 stars and above that we have. We've done a good job, and they like that us for that. So, and when we come to Apple, that is both a technology partner and a channel, of course. We're in the process of getting our new product range certified. We don't have a date yet, which is why it's not stated in the release. But we're very definitely and firmly in the process here. And then once we're certified, Apple will take a decision as to whether or not to become a channel for Lightwave, either or both via their physical stores or their online store. And yeah, we've talked to them about that. The dialogue is ongoing, but until we're certified, they won't make that decision. So we're very focused on getting the tech certified right now for the new product range, and then we'll have the discussion about whether or not there'll be a channel. But that's all happening in the near term, which is why we put it into the release.
Okay, well, one of the things I was personally looking for within those half years, I was looking to see maybe how much you were spending on marketing, and it wasn't that obvious that there was much going on there. So I was kind of just trying to get from you now what's your plans in that respect.
Yeah, well, candidly, it's near zero. So actually, the release does state that sales and marketing spend has increased 18%, but the vast majority of that increase is actually sales. We've been building out our direct sales capability, investing in our channel sales management too, and that's where that spend uptick has come from. So we have a guy in the office, a very talented guy that runs our website and does a few other things, but other than that, we spend nothing on marketing and haven't done so for a number of years as a company. But we're going to change that. We're going to hire a marketing executive. I spent a good proportion of my week this week, actually, before the interims and the Google announcement, meeting with marketing agencies, getting some good ideas and hopefully finding some good partners to begin to do some real things. Now, obviously, this is focused around the product launch, and that's where it all comes together. So you'll see us spend in marketing really for the first time in a number of years as a company, and to increase the awareness, pivoting around the new product launch, which is coming up. And I think, given the large market, the relative lack of awareness for us, in our market, we're kind of the best kept secret, as I said, and we're all expecting that will fuel the growth of the company in the period ahead. But we've got to execute a lot of work to do, and got to do good marketing. But in consumer products, good marketing really makes a difference, as we all know.
Yeah, I mean, talking about your product range, I mean, one of the things I'd had back from a potential investor this morning was, could you maybe put more information about your individual products, maybe in terms of sort of review videos or what have you?
Yeah, no, great question. I think there's two aspects to that. One is there actually is a fair, good volume of content on the website. I don't think we do the best job of making it available, either through search or through the menu structures, and we're working on that right now. In fact, if you've been a follower, which I know one or two of our investors are, of our company, you'll have seen our website dramatically improve over the last 4 or 5 months, but it's got a way to go. So there is actually a reasonable amount of content there. If you can't find what you're looking for, you can send us an email to the generic email addresses on the contact page and just say, hey, well, how do I do this? And we'll help you. We'll call you. We've got a tech support line that you can call, or we'll call you back if you send us an email. And we do a lot of, I sit in our office, obviously, most days, and there's a lot of activity going on with people calling in and asking questions, and we help them because, a lot of detail to this. It's not complicated stuff, but, a lot of detail to it. So so we understand that. And then, of course, again, pivoting around the new product launch, we're working, on some new content too. Right now there's no content really on Google Home because, we just did it and just launched it. And, we'll put some content up which, compares and contrasts what we've done with the Alexa implementation as well to, give people more information. And, you'll see grids that compare the products. When the new product range launches, we'll say what's compatible with what and, what you should do to combine the different products in a solution. And a lot of work to do in this area. So marketing isn't just about messaging and, high-level imagery and all that kind of, fun stuff. It's also about the guts of content. And with a lot of content, already and more content to do and a lot of devices to talk about, we need to do a better job there, and we will.
Okay, I mean, can you remind our listeners what your website address is?
Yeah, it's just LightwaveRF.com is the website. Please go down and take a good look around. There's a fair amount of depth there. And if you can't find what you're looking for, give us a call. The number's on the top right, or send us an email.
Okay, great stuff. So lastly, before we go, I just want to ask you, what can we expect from you in the future, and why would a potential investor who's never looked at Lightwave, what are the key things they should be looking at when they're researching your company?
Yeah, I think I probably interlaced the relevant statements in the previous answers. So let me summarize. I think it's a big market. We're small. It's a market that's moving. Voice control is a catalyst, but it was moving anyway, and I think that's just helped it go faster. There are other competitors of ours spending money and making people aware that smart homes are now real and possible and fun and help you live smarter. But those people don't know about us, so we'll spend some money on marketing, increase our awareness, and that will help our company, I think, across the board, and obviously in our revenue growth. So, and then the other key point, is right there in the release, as we just talked about a couple of minutes ago. We're working very closely with Apple. We're not there yet. But we're working closely and hope and expect to be there soon, and that I think will be very interesting for lots of our customers. You just read the Twitter feeds, on my feed and our company feed. We get asked that question, pretty much daily. Yeah. So I think there's some pent up demand there, and we've got to do a good job though. One of the key things about our company is that our stuff just works. It's reliable. We have very low volume of support problems to resolve as a company. With good, connectivity in the house. One of the problems with some of our competitors is that, the devices, if they're too far apart, don't kind of work very well together. So we've solved that problem. There's a long technical answer as to how, but we have. And so it's very reliable stuff. So when we do the new range, we've got to really make sure it's as reliable as our existing range, because that's what we're known for. So I think some investors will say it's taking a little longer than they'd hoped to get the new range out, but it's got to be good. You can't have poor quality consumer products. That just doesn't work. People won't buy them, self-evidently. So it's coming, but it's going to be good. We've got to make sure the quality's there, because that's a watchword for us.
And do you have any kind of timeline on the Apple HomeKit licensing?
Yeah, well, as the release says, it says later this year. We don't have a precise date right now, because we're sitting in an environment where they have a certification process and they're testing our products. And that's where we are right now. So, if that testing is finished tomorrow, the time horizon is close. If the testing is finished in July, the time horizon is further away. So, we're being tested by them. It's an examination, right? I don't know the pass mark yet.
No problem. Okay, Andrew. Well, it was very nice speaking to you this morning.
Okay, cool. Thanks, John. Appreciate the time, and look forward to talking again, hopefully next time when we have some good news.
Okay, so that was Andrew Pearson, who is the CEO of LightwaveRF. This is the ticker LWRF on AIM. Thank you, Andrew.
Thank you.